Wow. What an entrance, huh? All right, I think I'm ready. Today I want to tell you about something that happened at work the other night, and I thought my car was destroyed. The Maserati, where I sit right now. And for a few seconds, I felt something I don't think people talk enough about in retirement. So I was doing my typical closing shift at Home Depot, and the two of the lot guys came in. Now, these are two of the best lot guys we've ever had. They keep, by the end of the night, well, during the day they keep, or the night, they keep the lot, clear and organized and clean. And by the end of the night, it usually looks fantastic. All the carts are in, the trash is emptied, etc. And they come into me. I'm in my little area there at the checkout, self-checkout, and they come into me holding their phone, and they say, "Phil, take a look at this." They show me their phone, and at first, it's a picture of my car, and they said, "This is your car, right?" And I looked, and I said, "I think so." And the first thing I noticed, I had just come back from lunch, and I had parked in this spot near the cart return area. It's kind of, not that I'm worried about someone hitting me, but because normally I'm the car in the lot where people avoid me. I'm not worried about them dinging my doors, because this baby is a beast. 25 years of experience. But I look and I see that, yeah, that's in the spot I just parked at when I came back from lunch. And they said, "Somebody hit your car." And I look, and sure enough, the back driver's side panel in the trunk is destroyed. Like someone backed into it is what I'm thinking. We get a lot of big pickup trucks and such, and it's kind of tight quarters. And they're kind of smiling and laughing a little bit, but they said, "No, it's not your car, right?" And I said, I kind of zoomed up on the picture, and I saw the mark on the back window. And I said, "Guys, no, that's my car." Now they start laughing, and I kind of went, wait, because I started to go out and check it out. And I'm going, what am I going to do? They're probably, there's no way to find out who hit my car. We can check the cameras, etc. But, you're not going to find anybody. And, a lot of thoughts are going through my head. Like, am I going to have to replace the car? It's hard to replace a relic like this, because even used cars now are thousands of dollars, and especially something that's been as dependable as this car has for the last, 5 or 6 years. And all these thoughts are going through my head. And, where am I going to get the money and take it out of savings? Or, I don't want to go into debt for another car or a newer car. And at that instant, they're laughing. And I said, "Well, guys, why are you laughing so much?" They were laughing. And I knew something was up about that time. And I looked at them, and they either said something like, "No, it's not your car," or "It's not your car." And at the moment I said, "Is this AI?" Between laughter, they go, "Yes." I said, "I can't believe you guys." And these guys are like, one's still in high school, I think. The other one, who I'm going to interview here in just a moment so you can meet him, he's the one that did it. And, well, let's talk to Juan. Okay, as you can see, the Maserati is just fine, just fine. All right, so this is the guy that pranked me. His name's Juan. Juan, tell me, what made you decide to do this? So you were walking right down here in the lot doing your job.
Yes.
And you saw the Maserati.
Yep.
And what were you thinking?
To prank Phil, to do AI.
What was your? And so you and Ivan, you were standing here. What kind of AI did you use?
ChatGPT.
And what did you tell ChatGPT?
To make the car crash.
To make the car crash.
Yeah.
Idiots. Can't believe this BS. We're sitting here trying to record, and this guy comes up and blasting his music. What's wrong with these people? All right, so after being so rudely interrupted, we had to come back. And it's a little later tonight, and the lights are off. But anyway, back to you've got the picture. It looks good. You're happy with it.
Yes.
And what are you and Ivan saying at that point?
To go inside and prank Phil.
All right, they got this all planned up. And so as you're coming in, you told me you guys had to quit from laughing all the time.
Yeah,
it's serious.
Yep, we couldn't stop laughing.
So they come in and they go, "Hey, Phil, is this your car? And they just showed me the picture. I look at it, I go, and then they were kind of playing it up saying,
I was saying, I was asking if it was your car.
yeah, very serious. Although they had smiles on their faces like that. And it's like, okay, I looked more closely at the picture. I knew I had parked right next to that post there because I'd just come back from lunch an hour or so before. And so it's like, wait, this is my car. And you were saying, no, are you sure? That's not your car, is it?
Yeah. I was asking you if it was for sure your car.
Yeah, for sure. And then I zoomed in and saw that. I said, no, Juan, this is my car. And he had me 100% convinced. At this point, they were just like hilariously laughing. And I said, hey, wait a second. And I don't know if you said, no, we're just, I think I said, is this AI? And of course, then they.
Yeah, so I said yes.
No, we've shared it with management here, and everyone I've shown this to, it was like they freaked out. They said, did you call the police? They felt terrible about it. Are you okay? Many of you who saw the post on the school group that I have, as well as the community page, asked if everything was all right, and I felt a little guilty. I did tell you all there's the rest of the story. This guy is the rest of the story. They had fun picking on us old people. And if you're going to work in the workplace, this is what you got to put up with sometimes. But it's a lot of fun. Back in the day, these guys would be like soaping. What do we call it? Marking. Have you ever used soap on a car?
No.
Or toilet paper. And this is what they do. Pretty fun. Now, what's our plan, Juan? With our coworker. This was his idea.
To do more in air prank on him, smashing his tire.
We're gonna do an AI that shows a flat tire, and it's a brand new car, and it's his first car he's ever bought, and he's really excited about it. So we're gonna do that this weekend, okay?
Yeah.
All right. I'll make a post about it, but I'm not gonna make a video. Thanks, Juan.
All right.
Appreciate the prank. You got me good, and you got everyone else good. Well, as you can see, this kid is one of the nicest kids in the world. He's been as hard a worker as we have at our store. He takes his job seriously, and whatever he does it excellently. And he's one of those kids that I don't know if he's messing with me. He's having fun, but he's sincere. He comes up before he takes every break, before he goes to lunch. He says, hey, Phil, can I talk to you a second? Can I ask you a question? And he says, hey, can I take my break? Or I'm going to lunch. It's like, Juan, just go. This guy can be trusted. He's never messing around. Like I said, he has a level of excellence about him. It's pretty cool. I really appreciate all the comments that came in, said, hey, I hope you're all right. And, oh, no, hopefully you'll be able to keep the car. You felt the loss. I kind of felt of the car. And I felt a little guilty because that's why I replied to you guys, hey, I'm going to talk about it. Everything's okay. I'm okay. The car isn't okay, at least at that moment. But that there would be the rest of the story. So this is the rest of the story. But here's what I was thinking. I'm just not going to just tell the story of the prank. It dawned on me that there's 2 or 3 very important things that we in retirement, that this illustrates in retirement, and some of the honest thoughts I had when faced with the potential of my car being in an accident or me being in an accident. The first thought was, this isn't just a car. It was here I go again. I just had an $800 vet bill with the kitten, a cost I hadn't planned for. And now this is something else that was not in the plans. Not even a worry, not even a passing thought. Those of us, and I know there's a lot of us on fixed incomes, there's really no cushion or very little cushion month to month, paycheck to paycheck. These unexpected expenses can really, I don't want to say life altering, but they can cause problems in our lives, our daily lives. The big question is, what do we do? How can we do it when our paychecks or our income, our savings goes less and less, or goes less and less with each year or even few months? The second thing, too, is we're living in this age of AI, and the real question is, who in the hay can we trust? What can we trust? I mean, we can't trust necessarily what we're looking at anymore. They're calling it AI slop, and it's kind of disgusting, and it's depressing. And I hope you know that if you're on any kind of social media, a lot of what you see that's amazing or spectacular or surprising or just shocking, go to the comments. That's what I do now, because it's getting so good. It is so good right now, you can't tell. But in the comments, people know. I think there's one of the comments that one of you all left that I thought, oh, you knew exactly before I did even, oh, this is AI. And it was, obviously, but we've got to be very careful what we're seeing, what we're listening to, and the stories that are being told through either pictures or even audio, because all of this now can be created by AI to match the person's voice perfectly, to create situations that you have no idea whether it's true or not. I think on a positive, though, is if you're in the workforce and you're working with young people, this is an example of how, really a positive experience, that they felt comfortable enough to want to prank me. They did get a big kick out of it. I enjoyed the prank. It didn't really hurt anything. It was fun, but and in the end, it caused me to think a little further about, as we go through of the world we are now living in requires that we test things, we question things, and in another area or in another way, we have to be careful. We have to rethink our plans. We might need to think about those unexpected events that can and probably will be happening in our future days or weeks, and think about how we're going to handle that. For a few short seconds or a minute or two, I thought I had a real problem. I thought I had another problem, and I wasn't sure how I was going to deal with it. As it turns out, I just had some creative coworkers. It made me long for the days when my students, this was back in the 90s, at the end of the year, TP'd my car. All of a sudden, I'm not remembering, and in the video, they soaped the car. They used a bar of soap to mark up my car. That's what kids did back then. Today, they're doing things like this, and it's a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun. So, retirement isn't just about money. It's going to be about handling the things we don't see coming. And it doesn't take much to feel like, hey, things just got a lot harder, or they're going to get harder. The unexpected expense, unexpected bills, a surprise that is going to affect us negatively. And it's something, again, we didn't plan for. Hey, if you got an idea about some of the AI that you've seen, leave a comment about that. How do you feel about these things? How are you planning the unexpected in these retirement years? The other night, I thought I had one of those moments that had just hit me, but it was just a picture that wasn't even real. It all started with a couple of kids right around 18 years old at Home Depot. All's well that ends well, right? And I hope you enjoyed this video. Get a chance, come over to the SKOOL school group. I'm going to be talking more about the channel, answering questions specific about the channel, and that's kind of the direction I'm going over there. Hope to see you over there. The Maserati rides again.